The Force is with you, young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
Hey, what is up, YouTube fam? It's Dupree, aka Darth Vader, here with some brand new fresh Star Wars news. But before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and also don't forget to check out my last video because it greatly helps out the channel. Now let's get into it. So it would seem that Darth Vader had a different ending in the ObiWanKenobi series. In an exclusive interview with ObiWanKenobi writer Stuart Bettie, described the role that Darth Vader played in an original version of the project script. Bettie wrote the script for the first of 3 Obi-Wan Kenobi feature films, and his story was eventually turned into season 1 of the Disney Plus series. Bettie briefly talked about how he convinced Lucasfilm to allow him to tell his story. The writer said that the 2 core ideas involving Obi-Wan leaving Tatooine and coming face to face with Darth Vader, after he was told that neither of those things can happen, Bettie used Return of the Jedi to back up his claim. He goes on to say, "So it's actually how I got it all going. I convinced them. I said to them, so the big radical idea was Obi-Wan must have left Tatooine at some point in those 19 years. And further than that, he must have had a confrontation with Darth Vader." And they were like, "Neither of those things can happen." I was like, "Well, no, that must have happened." And they're like, "Why?" And I said, "Well, there's a moment in Return of the Jedi when Luke hands himself over to Vader and he says, 'I still believe there's good in you.' And Vader's reply is, 'Obi-Wan once thought as you do.'" And I pointed out, at no point do you ever see that happen in Revenge of the Sith. Obi-Wan just goes to Mustafar and they have their big fight and he leaves him to die. And they're like, "Oh my god, you're right." The writer also talked about how people needed to actually believe that Vader was the one who killed Anakin Skywalker. He goes on to say, and I followed it up with, how does someone talk about Darth Vader betraying and murdering Anakin and actually believe it? There's got to have been more there. And then Padme saying to Obi-Wan as she died in his arms, there's still good in him. And then the idea that he thought Anakin was dead. He thought he killed his brother this whole time, so she was wrong. But now he's alive. Oh my god, maybe she was right. Maybe there's still good in him. So where did Vader get that sense that Obi-Wan thought there was still good in him? It was really that line from Return of the Jedi to convince them to hire me to write the story. Talking about this version of Vader, Bettie described him as obsessed with Kenobi and obsessed with revenge. He also revealed that Emperor Palpatine played a role in the script from the beginning. He goes on to say again, "To me, Vader in this period is just so obsessed with Kenobi, so obsessed with revenge, and what you did to me, you know that he just wants to put a lightsaber to him. And he doesn't want this to last another second. He wants to kill this guy. In my film, he was under pressure from the Emperor from the beginning. Forget Kenobi, forget Kenobi. That's Anakin, let that go. Focus on the present. We've got this problem and this problem. This problem, and Vader just can't let it go." Bettie also revealed that his script featured Vader thinking Kenobi died at the end of the film and using that as justification why the Sith Lord is shocked when he learns of his former master's survival in A New Hope. Bettie says, "In mine, he really did believe that Kenobi was dead at the end, which was the thing that allowed him to finally let Kenobi go and focus on ruling the galaxy with an iron fist. Because it always seemed that in A New Hope, he was shocked when he was like, 'I sense something, a presence I've not felt since.' Why do you stop talking to yourself? It's because that you're that shocked." The only way Vader could let Obi-Wan go is if he believed Kenobi was dead. So I always felt that was a moment when he suddenly realized, oh my god, he's alive. I mean, in the next scene, he's talking to Tarkin, and Tarkin's like, "What? No, he's dead. He's gotta be dead, you know? But no, he's alive." So I felt that was justification, and really the only way that Vader would have stopped hunting Kenobi is that he believed Kenobi was dead. When asked about the duels between Obi-Wan and Vader in the series and how they different from the script, Bettie started by saying that his version of their fight took place on a space station and that Vader was actually the victor. The writer revealed that Vader pushed Obi-Wan off the station, which separated them and didn't allow them to finish the fight. In mine, Vader won the fight. They were fighting on the space station. It was falling apart in the atmosphere of this big planet, and Obi-Wan basically fell off. Vader pushed him off, and they separated. They didn't get a chance to find Obi-Wan. But what was going through Obi-Wan's mind is the same thing, which is, my brother is truly dead. He's gone. And while I absolve of that guilt because I didn't kill him, Vader killed him. I'm still just devastated. I'm absolutely devastated. Bettie also talked about the importance of having them be separated because Obi-Wan would kill Vader if he had the chance in order to save countless lives, which were mainly other Jedi. The writer also continued by talking more about his movie, specifically how the beginning of it depicted Vader as this big Jedi killer. To me, if Obi-Wan has a chance to kill Vader, he would do it. I mean, you know, how many countless lives would you save, right? Especially knowing that Vader would be hunting other Jedi, which was established in the show. The film began with Vader taking on 5 Jedi at once and killing all of them, you know, so it established that he is the big Jedi killer. The Inquisitors are capturing them, but Vader is the big daddy who comes in and just lays waste to any Jedi, all while hunting Kenobi. Bettie went on to explain that it meant for Obi-Wan when he sees Anakin's face behind the mask of Darth Vader. Yeah, to me he's looking at Anakin, and Anakin does come through. That's the moment where Obi-Wan is thinking, is this a moment to rescue my friend and bring him back? Because remember, all the guilt goes away, all the problems go away if Anakin is still alive and can be brought back to the light. How if Obi-Wan could have turned Anakin back from the dark side? The two of them have paid a visit to Palpatine, ended everything. There's an option B that Obi-Wan never thought there was an option because he thought Anakin was dead. So option A, the only option, was Luke. So all of a sudden he is now presented with option B, and instantly you have to wait for Luke to grow up and then get his powers and training. You can do that instantly right now, bring Anakin back, and boom, the two of you go pay a visit to Palpatine and it's over. The whole story was building to the confrontation between Obi-Wan and Vader, specifically to the point where Obi-Wan sees his best friend's face. It was an important moment. To me, the whole story was building towards the moment that I had Obi-Wan take the helmet off or slash the helmet and give it him the scar. And that was what it was all building to the moment. The whole reason to tell the story was at the moment where you see Anakin. And in that moment, to realize Anakin has been killed, he says, this is Vader now. So that understanding to go through Obi-Wan so that now he knows Vader did betray and murder Anakin Skywalker, and they are two separate people. When asked to talk more about Palpatine's role in the original script, the writer briefly described a comedic scene between Emperor and Vader. Palpatine was sending Vader to crush a rebel uprising on the moon somewhere, and he was saying, forget Kenobi, forget Kenobi. And I had this really funny line, you know, Vader saying, look, Kenobi is one of the 2 biggest threats in the galaxy. And the Emperor responds, well, you know, pity you didn't kill him when you had the chance. And Vader responds, the other one is Yoda. And the Emperor just gets really pissed off at him. You forget your place. He's on him from the start. Let this go. That's Anakin. You're Darth now. Now, this would have been amazing. Like I said from day one, this should have been a movie instead of a series. Even a trilogy of movies would have been fine. These are the 2 biggest Star Wars characters, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Darth Vader is basically the face of the franchise. This kind of deserved a bigger push instead of what it got. The final fight between Obi-Wan and Vader shouldn't have been Obi-Wan defeating Vader. It should have been either they both fought to a stalemate to where Vader thought Obi-Wan was dead. They both got super beaten instead of like Obi-Wan just completely decimating Darth Vader at the end. Because during the whole series, we basically see how powerful Darth Vader is, and he's been practicing and training. And yes, he's single-mindedly just obsessed with killing Obi-Wan, but that doesn't mean it should diminish his power. Obi-Wan, from the beginning of the series, shown to have PTSD. He's not using the Force. His first battle or duel with Vader is basically one-sided. And then over the next couple episodes, he finally remembers who he is and how to use the Force and his lightsaber. I don't feel like it should have been one-sided battle at the end. But this is what we got, and at the end of the day, I'm happy with what we got. Aside from like little tidbits here and there, I do believe Stuart Bettie's original script for the movie probably would have been best. And especially hearing this part about the beginning where Vader's just this Jedi killing monster and the Inquisitors are just there to like round them up and bring them to Vader. Anyway, these are just my thoughts, and I'll have more to say in other videos along the line. But anyway, let me know what you guys thought. Did you think that the Obi-Wan series deserved to be a movie series or just one movie? Do you think Darth Vader should have won the battle at the end? Do you think this alternate ending with Vader and Obi-Wan battling on a space station, then Vader pushing Obi-Wan off and thinking he's dead is like how it should have ended? Let me know down below. And as always, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications for all my latest videos. That would be great. Anyway, guys, take care. See you in the next one. May the force be with you. Bye.